I'm going to go ahead and take Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love because I've seen them have postseason success. And we are hard on Jordan Love in a very interesting way. He has been a really good quarterback, but I think we expect him to be an MVP. And because we haven't seen that consistently, we always want to nitpick what we see from Jordan Love. It's maddening to us because we know what he's capable of. But if you look at the numbers, he's better than Caleb Williams this season in a lot of different categories. We can run through it if you want. I've seen Matt LaFleur win playoff games. I know the two of them, when it matters the most, can go into a place like Dallas and win a football game. I haven't seen that from Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. And yes, what they have done in their first season together is remarkable. We thought that they would take steps forward after winning 5 games last year. The number 1 seed in the NFC never entered our lexicon. We did not think that that was going to be part of the conversation. They have blown me away with what they've done so far. But let's see what it's like when you play the Packers. Let's see what it's like down the stretch. Let's see what it's like in the playoffs.
Yeah, but we said that about the Chicago Bears when they went into the Black Friday game with the Philadelphia Eagles, and that might have been the best win that they've had this season.
But simultaneously, the Eagles are falling apart.
Well, in part because the Chicago Bears made them fall apart. They got carved up. Even though the Eagles have been fledgling and they lost to the Dallas Cowboys the week before, they didn't get beat up like they got beat up against the Cowboys, like the Chicago Bears mauled them. They literally mauled them. Remember, the Eagles had a 21-point lead against the Dallas Cowboys, not against the Chicago Bears. The Bears led from wire to wire in that game and were never in danger of losing it. And oh, by the way, we ran the ball 281 yards with 2 running backs that went over 100 yards. Last time the Chicago Bears did that was 1985 with Walter Payton. This franchise is on to something, and what gives me the belief in Caleb Williams, the quarterback, is who his head coach is in Ben Johnson. And Ev, we joked about this coming into this season. We're like, I don't know who the Bears fans think this guy is. You think he's going to be Bill Walsh? You think he's going to be John?
I think I said Walsh, Lombardi, and Belichick combined is what they thought he was.
Yeah.
They may be right.
They may be right. Through the first 12 games, the fact that they've turned this thing around and we haven't seen Caleb Williams get anywhere close to playing up to his full potential, I think it's impressive.
You know what I like about him?
I'm not saying that Caleb Williams has been bad because he's got 20 touchdowns to 5 picks. I'm not saying that he's been bad, but the passing game hasn't taken off yet. And yet this team is still in pole position in the conference. If the playoffs started today, they got home field throughout in the first round bye. I am impressed on how they built this team. What he prioritized this offseason, going out and fortifying the interior of that offensive line, trading for a guy in Joe Thuney who's got, 4 championship rings and a whole lot of Super Bowl experience? Being able to do that, to me, that matters in terms of creating the type of culture, creating a style of play that will allow you to have success against any given opponent. And that stability that he's been able to provide is what gives me confidence that the quarterback is going to continue to ascend.
Joe Thuney's a good one. Only 2 people, to my knowledge, have been a part of the last 2 dynasties in Chiefs and Patriots. Joe Thuney and Brendan Daly, who's the defensive line coach for the Chiefs, was with both franchises. I don't know anybody else. So you have that. You have, well, here's how we did it in Kansas City. Here's how we did it in New England. That's beneficial, obviously. But to your point, that's what I like the most about Ben Johnson. Is like he didn't come like Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel with Miami is creative. He's innovative. I really like him. I want him to be successful. I don't know if he's going to be or not. And he was a run game guy originally. But he came into Miami and he's like, we're going to win off of speed. Cool. That's a way to do it. I understand that. I don't believe that wins long term. Ben Johnson comes in and says, Caleb, hold on a second. I need to get the guys in front of you set up. I need to get the run game set up. I need to get the defense set up. I'll get to you. Don't worry. Let me get to everything else because your life will be a lot easier if I set up everything else. Where like other coaches come in and they're like, Tua, oh my God, Tua. No, we'll get to you. I think he actually, he prioritized the quarterback by not making him the first conversation.
Yeah, the quarterback is an aside in how they play.
Yes.
People ask me the question, how good is Caleb Williams and is he one of the best quarterbacks in the league? And you know, all of this different discourse. And my response is, I don't think Ben Johnson wants him to be a guy that's in the conversation for best quarterback in the league.
Not today.
I don't think he's asking Caleb Williams to do the things that's going to put up the type of numbers that pop out and get people's attention. That's not how they play. They want to run the hell out of the football. The Chicago Bears are second in rush attempts in the NFL this season. They're second in rush yards this season. It reminds you of how they built it in Detroit. They wanted to run the football, and eventually that led to getting the best version of Jared Goff. Well, this is the same thing in Chicago. We're going to run the football, we're going to have an opportunistic defense, and that will lead to the best version of the quarterback. I trust it because I realize that they're not going to be over-reliant at any period in time in the quarterback. And that's not going to be the case with Matt LaFleur and how they built it in Green Bay around Jordan Love.
Can you win like that? Can you win big like that if you don't rely on your quarterback or you don't necessarily trust him in that spot?
Well, I can't say they haven't leaned on Caleb in certain spots because Caleb Williams has 5 fourth-quarter comebacks. So he's been able to execute in the critical moments of the game. He makes the requisite plays that are there to be made. But it's a very different thing asking a guy to make, 3 to 5 throws a game that are special as opposed to asking him to make 20. And I think that's the difference in terms of football philosophy and what we're seeing from the Packers versus the Bears.
I wonder if the attraction of Caleb Williams was simply he'll allow me to give him the back seat instead of the front seat. Maybe he just realized, he being Ben Johnson, is like, he'll be okay with this, where other QBs may not be okay with not being the focal point initially. Maybe that was the attraction to him.
So both of you would take the Bears over the Packers for the next 5 years?
Yes.
Matchup. They'll get week 14 of the regular season cracking on Thursday at Ford Field in the second straight Thursday game for both squads. Despite the vibes being immaculate in Dallas, though, the grind don't stop if you're the Cowboys. Just let Brian Schottenheimer tell you.
You never take a breath in this business this time of year, man. It's December football, and when it rolls around, you just stay focused on the grind. You love the grind, you hate the grind, but it's part of the deal. And most important thing for me is finish our prep for Detroit. It's going to be a very physical game. We have a play style that we're proud of. They certainly have an established play style as well. So first things first, we want to play well Thursday night.
We got plenty of talent. We got plenty of good dudes that are made the right way. The coaches are good. And it's really about playing winning football, and it's going to take all 3 phases, and it takes every guy that we have doing their job. The margin for error is small, but it's doable. We can do it. And but we got to eliminate the things that keep us from winning before we can actually win the game. Before you start battling against the opponent, you got to quit battling against yourself.